So SmackDown Live starts with Dean Ambrose and James Ellsworth in the back, and James Ellsworth wanting to escort or be in the corner of Dean Ambrose with his match against AJ Styles. Now, stipulation of this match is if Dean Ambrose wins, he's the #1 contender for the WWE World Championship, and James Ellsworth wants to be there because, yeah, he's been riding high for these last 2 weeks, and he has Dean Ambrose to thank, and he wants to escort him to pay him back somehow. And it's like, of course, Dean Ambrose was like, no, you stay back here, and so on. So, yeah. Oh, goodness. Bray Wyatt against Kane. Why? It's funny how when Bray and the Wyatts, when they first came on the scene, they targeted Kane and they got past him, and they got past him real easily, even in the Inferno match when Eric Rowan and Luke Harper put a tarp over the flames and got up in there and interfered. But this, Kane's time has passed. It should be very easy for Bray Wyatt to get a win and for him to work his way up the ranks to maybe get a title shot of some sort. But they just want to make sure that Bray Wyatt just stays down and not believable by any means. So this was a no disqualification match. Of course, Luke Harper shows up, and they're barely fending off Kane. Then Randy Orton shows up. Randy Orton hits the ring, evens up the odds, and he hits Kane with an RKO and then walks away while Bray Wyatt gets the pin. Interesting, to say the least. Now, come on. Let's be clear here. Don't think that this was a heel turn by any means, because it's not. It's just not. There's no way that they're going to turn Orton heel at this stage, or by doing something like that. It's not happening. So you have AJ Styles in the interview as he threatens both Ambrose and Ellsworth. Yeah, because, of course, AJ Styles is embarrassed. He takes that shit personally. That's what's been happening to him for the last couple of weeks with Ellsworth and Ambrose. Becky Lynch returns. Becky returns. Becky returns. Becky returns. Didn't wrestle, but she got up in the ring, and as soon as she started talking, Alexa Bliss comes out, claims that Becky had back surgery, but there was no back surgery. Yeah, Becky was injured, but it wasn't her back. And this exchange back and forth was cringeworthy. It was on the microphone. It was just cringeworthy to watch. Because one, Alexa is trying to claim that Becky is trying to get out of her match because she knows that her time is up, that it's going to strike midnight and all that. And Becky Lynch is, look, Becky, just stay for wrestling. Just stay to wrestling, because that segment was kind of cringeworthy. And yes, there was an attack. Alexa attacks and gets the upper hand and sprays a yellow streak down Becky's back, hence the back surgery. Oh God, that segment was just, it was horrible. It was cringeworthy. I really don't know what else to say about that. Speaking of cringeworthy, the Hype Bros versus the Ascension. And whoever won this match qualifies to be on the team for the Survivor Series tag team against Raw. Now, I didn't think there were going to be qualifying matches for this because I didn't think they had enough fucking teams. But anyone think the Ascension was going to win? No? Okay, moving on. There was a backstage interview with Randy Orton, and he said, if you can't beat him, join him. I just don't think it's going to happen that way. Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt were surprised earlier tonight when he RKO'd Kane, when Randy RKO'd Kane. Now, if there would have been an embrace, a hug, a hand raise, and stuff like that, okay, fine. But this is just more fucking mind games. Who thinks it's anything otherwise? And speaking of more stupid shit, Natalya wants to be the captain of the Smackdown women to face Raw at Survivor Series. And it's like, ugh. And then Natalya versus Nikki Bella. Shout out to Blaze and Mel Funsky. They call Nikki Necky because she has problems with her neck and her neck surgery and all that. And whoever won this match was going to be the captain of SmackDown's women to face Raw at the Survivor Series. This show just went from bad to worse to fucked up to Miz. This show's decline was just on a steady decline. Natalya losing this match. And by the way, whoever lost this match will not be a part of Survivor Series at all. Will stay home. Will not be a part of the show. Ridiculous to have Natalya lose to Nikki Bella. And then after that, Carmella attacks. So, you're telling me that Natalya, they were saying that Natalya and Nikki was not going to be able to coexist. But how is Carmella and Nikki going to coexist? This is just fucking stupid writing to me. Because it insults our intelligence. For anyone to say that about one situation, then the other situation is null and void. It's like, no. Carmella and Nikki are not going to get along. They're just not. Ever. It's just... No. Just no. Anyway. Continuing with the decline, the Spirit Squad, the Jizzard Squad, the Miz, the Jizz, and Spirit Squad come out to the fucking ring. Still trying to claim there was death and mourning of the Intercontinental Championship. Ziggler comes out and he's like, all right, look, we're sick of this for the last 6 months. And quite frankly, we were. And for anyone out there that says the Miz is underrated or underrated talent or anything like that, let me tell you guys something. No one really started paying attention to him until the confrontation on Talking Smack with Daniel Bryan. And that wasn't even all that great. Because all the Miz did was cried in front of Daniel Bryan, in front of the microphone, when he was called a coward. And it's funny because even since then, there's been no improvement as far as him making the case of him not being a coward. And we see it tonight. We see it on SmackDown. Well, what do you know? Ziggler says, hey, you want your rematch? You get it right now. We can fight tonight. We can do this. What does Miz do? He runs from a challenge again. Once again, the Miz is a pussy. Pussism is not a style. It's not a technique. It's being a pussy. And that's what the Miz is. Oh, and dick licking plus animals equals the Miz. Yes. So, okay, and the Miz wants the Spirit Squad and him to, go attack Ziggler if he's looking for a fight. Heath Slater and Rhino come out for the save. They get in the ring. And, oh my God, more pussism for the Miz. He backs up and puts Maurice in front of him. Stop it. Just fucking stop it. The pussism is just way out of hand with this motherfucker, man. No. You hide behind the Spirit Squad and your wife. Your wife and the Spirit Squad have more balls than you. No. Just no. So, yeah. Yeah, they try to make fun of each other, Heath Slater and The Miz and the mic and so on and so forth. And it leads up to a match between Heath Slater and Rhino defending the tag team championships against the Spirit Squad. And all through that, I'm thinking, don't cough up these belts. Don't cough up these titles. Not to the fucking Spirit Squad. Do not let that shit fucking happen. No. Just no. Heath Slater and Rhino actually fucking win the match and retain. So I'm like, that. Don't let Spirit Squad win these fucking belts. Just no. Alright? Just no. And Miz was getting out-commentated by Dolph Ziggler, of all people. Anyway, the main event of the show was AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose, and if Dean Ambrose wins, he was going to be the #1 contender for the WWE World Championship, as I said before. And this match, okay, yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty standard. It wasn't groundbreaking, but it was a pretty good match. Now, James Ellsworth, before the match began, Dean Ambrose said to James Ellsworth that he was able to escort him down to the ring and be at ringside. So Ellsworth was out there. But during that time, AJ Styles attacked Ellsworth, with a sliding kick through the ropes and so on. James Ellsworth gets up later while AJ Styles is outside of the ring. And he hits him with a super kick. No chin music. The referee saw it, as well as Dean Ambrose. Referee rings the bell. Dean Ambrose is disqualified. AJ Styles wins. So Ambrose is not the #1 contender. How? Okay, first of all, there's that. The tag teams and the tag team matches that were there was no American Alpha, no Usos. And I never thought I'd be saying that about the Usos. It's like, wow, they should have been there. They should have been on the card. They should have wrestled. They should have done something. It would have been way better than the Hype Bros and the Ascension. It would have been way better than Becky's return, not even being a return wrestling in a match. It's just, it would have been way better than the Gizzard Squad. No Baron Corbin, no Swagger, even. It's like, where was the rest of your fucking roster? It's just ridiculous to me. Do any of you have a different opinion or opinions as far as what I'm talking about here? Because I would like to read it. I would like to hear from you. Because Smackdown is... They should build up their talent. And they should build up talent to be taken seriously 100% of the time. You can't take the Spirit Squad seriously. You can't take the Miz seriously. You can take Baron Corbin seriously if he's hyped correctly. You can't take the Hype Bros seriously. You can take American Alpha and this version of the Usos seriously. You can't take the Ascension seriously. It's just... And their women's division is so messed up. They need help quickly. This is just... Yeah, this show, man. Please leave a comment. Please tell me what you thought and how you felt about the show. Because for me, it's just like, no. And they're supposed to stand a chance against Raw at this point. Over a decade ago, when it was the Raw and SmackDown thing, and SmackDown was whooping Raw's ass, we could see why. But now it's like, no. Just no. It's... Oh, God. Drop kicks, body slams, throwing motherfuckers over the top rope, both feet hitting the floor. Yes, I'm a wrestling fan. This is the theme, and I'll see you later. Credits.